Tylko jedno w głowie mam, koksu 5 gram, odlecieć sam w krainę zapomnienia. W głowie myśli mam, kiedy skończy się ten stan, gdy już nie będę sam, bo wiedzie biały węgorz. Tylko jedno w głowie mam, koksu 5 gram, odlecieć sam w krainę zapomnienia. W głowie myśli mam, kiedy skończy się ten stan, gdy już nie będę sam, bo wiedzie biały węgorz. Ja pierdolę, ale mam zjazd, nie chwytam gwiazd jak kłoda leżę. Nie wierzę, co się dzieje, jak kura z głodu pieje, jak wilkołak do księżyca, w głowie dziury jak ulica. Przed twoją chatą rozpuszczam się jak baton, który leży na blacie. Zejście jest jak nie wciągacie, bracie, kurwa, ryj mi krzywi. W głowie burdel jak w TV, mnie nie dziwi taki stan. Brak towaru, w myślach ćpam, radę dam albo nie dam, wszystko kurwa z chaty sprzedam. W sumie mam już przejebane, wszystko jednak jest sprzedane. Ja pierdolę, same długi, kino jak u tabalugi. Dzień drugi, bez walenia, gdzie jest wąż, biała chemia. Jebane zejście tak wykańcza, jakby w chuja diabła cię szarańcza. Tylko jedno w głowie mam, koksu 5 gram, odlecieć sam w krainę zapomnienia. W głowie myśli mam, kiedy skończy się ten stan, gdy już nie będę sam, bo wiedzie biały węgorz. Chemia party, chce na narty, do dealera, a nie w Alpy. Orzesz kurwa, chyba fiknę, jak w Nohala nic nie psiknę. Tak bardzo chcę dotykać gwiazd, ale nic z tego, bo mam zjazd. Totalne kurwa mega zejście, a marzy mi się smoka wejście. Masz hajsy? Ci też zalegam, no to chuj, dziś już nie biegam. Chcę mieć kopa jak pantera, w krechę nie ma u dealera. Już nie, na pewno nie, chyba śmierć rozkłada mnie, nic nie przepchnę. Mam dreszcze, kurwa mać, ile jeszcze będzie trwał ten stan? Śni mi się koksu van i hery gram, tak dla smaku. Chcę się wozić w Cadillacu, myślami po znajomych biegam, lecz każdemu coś zalegam. Odpada opcja pożyczki, bo przycinam jak nożyczki. Tylko jedno w głowie mam, koksu 5 gram, odlecieć sam w krainę zapomnienia. W głowie myśli mam.
Hello and welcome to the tutorial for my animation. Before you start animating, what you want to do is you need to click on composition and then new composition. You can follow these settings here, and then when you click OK, you should start with a new composition. And then you also want to get the images for the animation. You can get them from Google, but make sure to look for some with that has no copyright. When you download them, you drag the files to this project tab here, and then it will show up here. So for example, for this egg, it's in this image, right? So you drag it down here like this way. You drag it down like this, and then you click on this one, pen tool, and then you crop it like this and link it up here again, and there you go. But make sure you it's selection tool, and then you can move it around. Make sure you put it outside the frame, and wait, like this, outside the frame, and then you make the opacity at 0% from the start, and make sure to add a keyframe to it. So press this and then you put it to 0%, and then add, and then when you want to make it appear again, you just go to the frame that you want it to appear and then put it to 100%. Now for the movement, it's basically the same. You turn this on and then you press this, so it adds a keyframe, and then you move to where you want it to go, and then click on this again to add the second keyframe, so that it will move like this. And for the text, you just right click, new, and then text, and then you can type it anything you want. You can make it big using scale, and you can also move it around like how I showed you with the egg, with using position, and also you can make it appear and disappear using opacity. It's very simple, like this. So it starts out from here. I add a keyframe. Oh, and don't forget, when you add a keyframe, select it and then press F9 so that it becomes smooth. Okay, so yeah, you go to the frame where you want it to go, and then yeah, you add another keyframe and it should go there. Like this. So yeah, I used opacity so that it disappears, and then I added a new text, used opacity to make it appear and disappear again, same with the egg, and you also use the movement for it. It's in here, I think. Yeah, these two. You use the position, this one. So yeah, it goes from here to here. And to make it big, you use the scale option here. It's basically the same with the position. So from here, from here, you add a keyframe in its original position, and then you go to the frame where you want it to go, and then add another one, and then move it to the place you want it to be, and it will go there. The way I made it open up like this is, what you want to do first is you want to make sure that you split it up into two parts. So yeah, at first this was one image, and then you use pen tool, and then you crop it like this part here, and then before you crop it, you select the image of the egg, and then you press Control Shift D, and it should split it into two image, so it becomes egg 1 and then egg 2. and if you want to make it into separate compositions like this, you can just right click the image and then press pre-compose for the both of them, and that's it. And on how I made it rotate out like this, so you select the top part of it, and then you add an anchor point. So yeah, it's this one. You click this one, anchor point, and then you click on where you want it to anchor to. Yeah, and so yeah, when you put the anchor point, you can add a rotation to it, so that when it's rotating, it rotates on the anchor point. And it's basically the same with the position and scale stuffs. In the original frame, you just go to the frame where you want it to go, and you put a keyframe, and then you rotate it. So yeah, from here you rotate it, it will go here. Because of the anchor point, when you rotate, it will rotate automatically to this place. You don't need to move it around. That's basically it. And then for the chicken, it's the same with the previous one. You take the image that has the chicken in it, like this, these chickens, and you copy it to this composition, this part here, like this, and then you can use the pen tool and then crop it. Same with the egg, and then it becomes a single image. And for the chicken to jump, here. So at first I used this image where the chicken just sits around, it's idle, and then I made it disappear. Look, it's disappearing. And then in the frame that it's gone, I put in I make the jumping chicken appear, so that it looks like it's jumping up. And then how I made it jump is I used the position thing here. So yeah, at first I added a keyframe. Wait, here I added a keyframe of its original position, and then at the middle I added another keyframe and then moved it up here, and then for it to go down, I moved it down here and then added another keyframe, and that's how it looks like it's jumping. So yeah, it goes up and then it goes down, and then I made this appear and then at the frame where it disappears, I made the chicken idling, the idle chicken, this one here, appear, so that it looks like this. It jumps out and then lands on its feet like that. It's pretty simple. And yeah, same with this. The way I made it move was I basically used the position thing here, and yeah, added a keyframe of its original position, and then go to the frame where I want it to go. No, and then I go to the time where of how long I want it to move, and then added another keyframe so that it goes to that keyframe. It's also the same on how I made it jump like this. Oh, and if you're wondering how I made it go into new compositions like this, I basically just selected the images, right click them, and then well, no, not here, but here I select them like this, right click, and then pre-compose, and it should group it up and then become a new composition, so it's not cluttered up. It's basically the same. I just moved the position thing here, and then I made it go up, added a keyframe, I made it go down, and then added a keyframe, and then I repeated it like this, so it looks like it's jumping up and down. And also don't forget to select the keyframes and then press F9 so that it becomes smooth like this. Okay, yeah, it's the same with the text. I right click on an empty spot here, click new, and then added a new text. That's basically it. For the audio, this one, wait, okay. For this audio, you can go to YouTube and then search for the audio that you want to use, and then convert it into an empty MP3 file, and then you download it, you put it on the project tab here, and then you can drag it down here, and then it will show up here. And make sure to move it to the time where you want it to start playing like this. So yeah, at first it will start playing at the beginning, so what you want to do is move it forward to the time you want it to start playing. The way I made the baby chicken jump up and down and switch sides was, let me open this up. So what I did was I made a new composition, and then in that composition I made this animation. And then I just copied the composition and then paste it again and again to make it loop. So the way I made it jump up and down is like this. So yeah, for I used so at first it's one image, and then I split it up into 5, wait, no, 1, into four separate images, and I just flipped some of it so that it looks like it's going right, left, right, like that. So yeah, for this one it's facing to the left, and for this one facing to the right and left and right. But when you split it, Control Shift D, it's not going to face the opposite direction. So what you want to do is you right click it like this, and then transform, and then flip horizontal, so that when you click flip horizontal, it will flip. It will mirror the image so that it's facing the other way, and then you can just animate it, go up and down like that. So yeah, I just so the images, all of this I selected, right click, and then I pre-composed it so that it becomes one composition. And when it's one composition, I can just copy and paste it. So yeah, it's this bar here is the duration of it, and I just copy it and paste it, and I just line it up so that it loops. And that's basically it. Thank you for watching.